Hello everyone, in this video we're going to graph more linear equations. So here we're going to graph y equals negative 2x, and we'll graph these the same exact way we did the ones in the last video, which I'll drop a link for in the description. We're going to find 3 points that lie on this graph, we're going to plot them, we'll draw the line, and then we'll find a fourth solution for this graph. So we'll start with x values. Remember to start with smaller numbers, so I'll go with 0, 1, and 2. And respectfully, those are the coordinates for those x points as well. So all we have to do now is take each of those values and multiply them by negative 2. And then we have our y point. So negative 2 times 0, 1 times negative 2, and 2 times negative 2. So respectfully, we have 0, negative 2, and negative 4. And there's our 3 points. Let's go ahead and get the fourth one out of the way. I'm going to go in the opposite direction, so I'm going to go one value less than 0, so we'll do negative 1. And negative 1 times negative 2, that's 2 negatives. That gives us a positive result of 2. So now we do is plot these 4 points, which I'll do with green here. So we have the origin. We have 1, negative 2. We have 2, negative 4. And we have negative 1, positive 2. And we have ourselves a line that goes through the origin. And you typically will read graphs from left to right. So as we go from left to right, this line is going down. There's a special word for that, which we'll go over in another video, but for the moment, we're going to just visualize how this graph looks. This line, as we go from left to right, is going in the downward direction. So that takes care of one graph. Let's go work out one more for this video. Right over here. This graph says y equals 1/2 x. So we'll do the same exact thing that we just did for the last couple graphs. We're going to pick a couple of arbitrary x values to plug in. And again, we'll start with small numbers. But what's interesting here is that we have 1/2 times x. All my numbers I'm going to pick will be even numbers, just because I'm not going to work out a bunch of fractions with this, with odd numbers. So we'll do 0, 2, and 4. And again, those are the x points. So now what we do is take half of each of those values, and then we have the y points. 1/2 times 0, 1/2 times 2, and 1/2 times 4. Let's go ahead and knock out that fourth point. I'm going to keep going in the positive direction, so my next value I'm going to plug in will be 6. I can do 8, 10, or 12, but I'm going to just stay consistent with these values and do 6. So there is the first half. And then half of 6 is 3. We got our 4 points. Let's go ahead and plot this line. What's different about this graph now is that each of these little marks here are going up by values of 2 versus 1 in the last graph. So 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way across. Up, down, left, and right. Let's plug these points. Origin, 2, 1. So 2, and then 1 is in between here. 4, 2, and then 6, 3. 2, 4, 6, 2, 3. So there's our 4 points. A little bit more of a flatter kind of line. And again, we'll talk about the direction that these lines go in another video. There's a special word for that. But again, for the moment, we're going to look from left to right. This line goes up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.